Howdy folks, it's Not Jay from Not Jay's Tabletop Gaming, and this video takes a look at air assets that the US military and the Soviets bring to the battlefield. So climb on board and let's take off.
Here we have the H-1 Cobra attack helicopter for the United States military. It is in flying mode. You can tell that by its movement having the F there. In flying mode, it does not have an anti-armor, but it does have the high explosive number here, where you've got a range of 4, needing 3 dice, needing 5s to hit, firing on your soft targets and infantry. It does have a defense value of 2 dice rolling 5s, and that's all you have when it's flying. Now, when the helicopter moves to its hover mode, and you can tell that it's in hover mode with the H here. In other words, it's sitting still, it's not moving. That's when we get our anti-tank or anti-armor values. It's got a range of 13, needing 4s on 4 dice. So range 13 because it's TOW missile that's being fired off of this thing. 4 dice because the TOW is a pretty hefty missile. And then you get the HE of 4 hexes, needing 3 dice on 4s to hit. A little bit different than when it's flying because it's easier to aim when you're hovering. You do switch over to a single die, needing 5s to hit. And again, as I said, that's the way it is in hover mode. So that's your Cobra. We do have the Apache to look at in comparison. So in flying mode, very similar. It's a range of 6, needing 3 dice on 5s. Probably given a little bit more range because it's if I remember correctly, that's a 30 millimeter chain gun compared to the 20 millimeter Gatling that's on the front of the Cobra. It also has the 2 dice, needing 5s to save, just by the virtue of being in flight. And of course, you can tell it's in flight by the F. Let's go ahead and flip it over and look at its hover mode. And holy cow, look at that. It's got a range of 27 hexes, 4 dice, needing 3s to hit. That there is the Hellfire missile. That thing is a beast. So definitely giving you some reach out and touch someone here. You do have, again, with that 30 millimeter gun, you do have a range of 6, 4 dice, needing 5s to hit. And the Apache is armored. It has a 2 dice, needing 5s to hit when it's in hover mode. So there are your helicopters for the United States Army. We do have one more helicopter that the U.S. military uses. And it is the WaH-58 Kiowa. It has no offensive values whatsoever because it is strictly reconnaissance. It's designed to work in conjunction with the Apache and the Cobra as the unit that targets for them. It does have the 2 dice, needing 6s to save in flight. When we do flip it over to hover, still no offensive values whatsoever. It does go to a 6, single die, needing 6 in the hover mode, and still has that reconnaissance capability. So there are your helicopters for the United States military. Also, something I wanted to point out with helicopters is you can either fly at a standard elevation, or you can modify it by placing nap of the earth. And what that does is helps you be able to not get hit by anti-aircraft as easily. If this were a helicopter that could take passengers, it was a cargo carrier or a passenger carrier, you could put it into hover mode and make it landed. And that gives it the ability to take on troops or put troops out. So those are the two modifiers when the helicopter is in either flight mode or in hover mode. The other air assets that the United States military has, of course, is the A-10 Warthog close air support. It does have an attack value of 6 dice needing 3s and has a anti-personnel or anti-soft skin, again the HE component, 3 dice needing 4s. Pretty beefy. It also has armor, so it takes 2 dice needing 4s to save. The reason why you don't have a distance here is how CAS works is once you get through off-board air interception and on-board anti-aircraft, if it still makes it through, you just place it on the target hex and will attack anything in that target, whether it is armored or soft skin. And you can do both attacks at the same time. Doesn't matter what side you flip it to, it's the same. There is no half-stepping or reducing with CAS. It's either there or it isn't. The other aircraft that we have available for the United States military is the F-111 Aardvark. I'm not quite sure what MLRS is referring to here. I know MLRS is multiple launch rocket system, so I'm not sure there, but it is also a CAS. It's 4 dice needing 4s on both your HE attack and your anti-armor attack. It's got a little bit heftier survivability. It's 3 dice needing 3s to save. I have to think that is due to its just sheer speed, that it's harder to hit because it's faster. So, and again, it shows off that it's CAS. So, pretty nasty little aircraft there to take out some armor and some getting rid of soft skins. Let's take a look at the Soviets. We'll take a look at their helicopters first. We'll start off with the Mi-8 HIP. In flight mode, there is no offensive capabilities on the Mi-8 HIP. It does have a 2 dice needing 5s to save, just like all the others when it's in flight. It's harder to hit when it's flying. When you flip it over and you put it into hover mode, it gets a single die at 6. When in hover mode, the Mi-8 HIP does have a range of 2 with 1 die needing 5s to hit. Those are going to be your door guns to be able to cover as troops are embarking or disembarking from the aircraft. For them to do that, of course, for the troops to embark or disembark, you do need to be in the landed mode. So put the helicopter in hover, put it landed, and they can embark or disembark just as if it were a BMP or a personnel carrier. So that's your Mi-8 HIP bringing in air assault infantry. The attack helicopter for the Soviets, of course, is the Mi-24 Hind E. It's got in flight mode, can fire its gun with a range of 4 needing 3 dice, having 5s to hit. It's a little beefier with 3 dice needing 5s to save in flight because this is an armored aircraft. It's beefy. It acts like a tank in the air. It's hard to take down with small arms. When you put her into hover mode, look at that thing. If I remember right, I believe that it's either a spigot or a spandrel that is fired off of the rails on this thing. It's got a range of 17, 4 dice needing 4s to hit, and then it's HE or anti-personnel, anti-soft skin. Again, it's range 4, 4 dice needing 5s. It changes though when it's in hover mode. It's a little easier to kill, meaning 5, a single die of 5 to save in hover mode. Here are your Soviet helicopters in this particular edition of the game. And what do the Soviets have for CAS? Well, we've got the Su-25 Frogfoot. And it's got 6 dice needing 3s, which is the same as the A-10. In fact, it's almost identical. It is identical to the A10 if you look here. 6 dice needing 3s, 3 dice needing 4s, 2 dice needing 4s. So 6 dice needing 3s in anti-armor, 3 dice needing 4s in your anti-personnel, and 2 dice needing 4s for your saves. So it fights just like the A10 does. Then what else do they can bring in? The Sukhoi 24 CAS. It's pretty good also. It's just 1 die less on its anti-armor. So 5 needing 3s. The same on HE is 3 dice needing 4s, and of course 2 dice needing 4s to save. So they're your air assets for the Soviets and the Americans. All in all, pretty decent bit of equipment on both sides. These will definitely add another dimension to the game. I really like how they play out. Again, once we get them out on the map and start using them, we'll see how things go. So that's a quick look at some of the air assets that the Soviets and Americans bring. Hope you enjoyed it. Any comments or questions, go ahead and put them on down there below. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell. That way you know when I do load new videos and when I go live. Remember, those videos come at you on Mondays and Fridays, and the live videos are Wednesdays. So keep up with us and hope to see you on the flip side.